this canvas he hides a dream, a trick of the type too cheap to be free, makes your burgeoning inquiry more easily answered. Oh, a sign they have come to see. We shan't disappoint, they've paid for a scene, and a scene they shall have indeed. This dark, dark evening. Join us inside, that's the way here. Come now, just step right up in line. Freaks, fools, and fire. Come nearer, come closer, it's nearly time. You haven't, come one and all. It looks better in red, my calico thread. Let us brood on the hue of need. What finds your favor? Oh, the show must go on instead, with hundreds of eyes at two ahead, and the blindness is thrice complete. When all stand watching, step aside, make way for our stars' presence. Better beware, there's light and glittering. Gaze deeper, stare at it, it's nearly time. You haven't, come one and all, so play. So have you ever wondered where the demons they told us so? Be patient, they're coming, shortly revealed to you, and I do think you'll find a dead ringer. Much still hides you, curious minds. There's no hurry. Nowhere on my miles around and around. Why I believe they out from the wings. Settle the props in place. Lower the lights and wait. Now bring them in, let them watch, let the spectacle rise. Hold your breath, this suspense leads the arrogant dead eyes. More than them will you spend for the vision of your life. Let the curtains fall down. Look now and see, that's quite the motley disguise you've borrowed. My friend, it seems quite odd, but you are the shine of paper. Step through the mirror, and now the circus spins gold and up. So, come on, come on, tonight.
Of course, a lexicon, what have you, you know that the name Adam means man. As you go through your Bible, when these names are typically first introduced, most of your marginal footnotes will tell you what the name means. Adam means man. Seth means appointed. Enosh means mortal. Kenan means sorrow. Mahalalel means the blessed God. Jared means shall come down. Enoch means teaching. Methuselah means his death shall bring. Lamech means the despairing. And the word Noah means rest or comfort. Now, let's read that genealogy as a sentence. Man is appointed mortal sorrow. The blessed God shall come down, teaching that his death shall bring the despairing comfort. Isn't that wild?
This is the book of the generations of Adam. In the day that God created man, he made him in God's likeness. He created them male and female and blessed them. On the day they were created, he named them man.
The gate is open. They are riding for it. Oh God, it's so beautiful. The Lord reigneth. The Lord has reigned. The Lord shall reign forever. The Lord reigneth. The Lord has reigned. The Lord shall reign forever. The Lord reigneth. The Lord has reigned. The Lord shall reign forever. The Lord is God. 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 Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one.
It was the first book of the Bible ever written.
You never unravel the mystery. And atom is what they say the whole universe is made of. Little atoms. Everything. And our bodies. Our bodies would be an anatomy, right? So we see that this word carries a lot of truth. It's the first and original word. It is the word, atom. Now in the Hebrew language it becomes Adam, right? And in the Egyptian, it is Atum.
But the only proper religion for man, the only proper worship for man, is humanity itself.
So because due to phase disparity, you'll always have blue shift, red shift, anywhere. All atoms, they're not polarized, they have blue shift, red shift.
People can play all kinds of tricks on us. The main trick is, I can scare you with death. You won't be, see? I can remove you. Wow. You're going to get removed anyway one of these days. You just won't be. Won't that be awful? That would be just terrible.
It does not matter to me what denomination you're in. As far as God is concerned, you're all the same. I think it's important that you understand that in the years to come, I will never meet with you. I'm not going to debate you. You have had 2,000 years to make your point. I think you made it. I will not negotiate with you. I will not compromise. I will not yield or cede a single point which God intends to make on behalf of their children. I do not care for what is expedient, but I certainly care for what is right. It's imperative that you understand clearly what my intentions are, because they're simple. I will teach God's children. I will defend God's children. And I will set God's children free of your darkness.
It was the first book of the Bible ever written. Moses when he came out of Egypt, brought Israel out of Egypt, he had the book of Job in his hand.
For those of us who think to ourselves that we're in difficult times, let's remind ourselves that the Bible is full of stories that take place in times that are very bitter and difficult.
That book, the first chapter, you know, the guy's explaining that people die. And it sounds scary and horrible because only by the grace of your Creator will you pass. It's blood thicker than water. Your Creator owns your blood. That's your life substance. It's called spiritual currency. So I put up so much that there's not a person out there that could put up that much blood on the spot without killing themselves. They would be committing suicide because you would have had to have donated your entire life. And those blood banknote certificates are real. That's the currency of the universe. You built everything on your blood, sweat, and tears. Your children were sent out to wars and murdered, whatever. It's crazy. Heaven's supposed to be here, the streets lined with fruit-bearing trees. We're supposed to go get the Holy Grail water, go to the Garden of Eden, grab some seeds, come back here, replant those giant trees, and you know, usher in heaven and earth. This is some simple shit. I don't care what anybody believes. I have the eyes to see shit, and I don't see anybody in my way. All I see, you know, I'll remind you often, retarded cockroaches, go shake anybody you know. Hey, did you see NASA? Yeah, we're in a ball floating through space as a monkey. So, you're in the planet of the apes right now. And the war for the planet of the apes, that's funny. This is my world, Satan's world. I got gallons of blood. I made world proclamations. I am standing on the spear of destiny. You know, millions of motherfucking witnesses, thousands of people with their blood beside my own, blood thicker than water, and a common cause of bringing forth heaven on earth. This is real. Nobody will escape this shit.
Why was Satan thrown into hell? Well, the standard story is that when God created the angels, he told them to bow to none but himself. Then he created man, whom he regarded as a higher form than the angels, and he asked the angels then to serve man. And Satan would not bow to man. Now this is interpreted in the Christian tradition, as I recall from my boyhood instruction, as being the egotism of Satan. He would not bow to man. But in this view, he could not bow to man because of his love for God. He could bow only to God. And then God says, get out of my sight. Now, the worst of the pains of hell, insofar as hell has been described, is the absence of the beloved, which is God. So how does Iblis sustain the situation in hell? By the memory of the echo of God's voice when God said, go to hell.
Will you swear in the name of this God that you are not my mother?
We do not even know his name.
It was the first book of the Bible ever written. Moses, when he came out of Egypt, brought Israel out of Egypt, he had the book of Job in his hand.
in the genealogy of Jesus Christ. And that was the whole point. And what is so important for us to realize here, John, is that when Naomi dies, she has no idea that this was God's intention. You see, she was looking at it as a personal tragedy, which it was, the death of her husband, etc., the famine in the land of Bethlehem. God had something in mind that would be fulfilled hundreds of years later. And I need to say to everybody who is listening, we have no idea what God is doing through our trials and tragedies.
Will you swear in the name of this God that you are not my mother?
We do not even know his name.
Where it came from, how it grew out of the great nothingness or the lands of fire and ice, or even if it existed before all of them, is a mystery. Mortal men cannot see Yggdrasil, for it is invisible, but it links all the 9 worlds, joining heaven, earth, and hell.
Now I command ye to maintain my secret, giving only to those ye have tested, so that the pure may not be corrupted, so that the power of truth may prevail. List ye now to the unveiling of mystery. List to the symbols of mystery I give. Make of it religion, for only thus will its essence remain. Regions there are two between this life and the great one, traveled by the souls who depart from this earth. Do it, the home of the powers of illusion. Set heads put, the house of the gods. Osiris, the symbol of the guard of the portal, who turns back the souls of unworthy man. Beyond lies the sphere of the heaven-born powers, Aralu, the land where the great ones have passed. There, when my work among men has been finished, will I join the great ones of my ancient home. 7 are the mansions of the house of the mighty, 3 guard the portal of each house from the darkness, 15 the ways that led to it. 12 are the houses of the lords of illusion, facing 4 ways, each of them different. 42 are the great powers, judging the dead who seek for the portal. 4 are the sons of Horus, 2 are the guards of east and west of Isis, the mother who pleads for her children, queen of the moon, reflecting the sun. Ba is the essence, living forever. Ka is the shadow that man knows as life. Ba cometh not until Ka is incarnate. These are mysteries to preserve through the ages. These are they of life and of death. Hear ye now the mystery of mysteries, born of the circle beginning bliss and endless, the form of he who is one and in all. Listen and hear it, go forth and apply it, thus will ye travel the way that I go. Mystery in mystery, yet clear to the light born, the secret of all I now will reveal. I will declare a secret to the initiated, but let the door be wholly shut against the profane. 3 is the mystery, come from the Great One. Hear, and light on thee will dawn. In the primeval, dwell 3 unities. Other than these, none can exist. These are the equilibrium, source of creation. 1 God, 1 truth, 1 point of freedom. 3 come forth from the 3 of the balance, all life, all good, all power. 3 are the qualities of God in his light home. Infinite power, infinite wisdom, infinite love. 3 are the powers given to the masters to transmute evil, assist good, use discrimination. 3 are the things inevitable for God to perform, manifest power, wisdom and love. 3 are the powers creating all things, divine love possessed of perfect knowledge, divine wisdom knowing all possible means, divine power possessed by the joint will of divine love and wisdom. 3 are the circle states of existence, the circle of light where dwells nothing but God, and only God can traverse it, the circle of chaos where all things by nature rise from death, the circle of awareness where all things spring from life. All things animate are of 3 states of existence, chaos or death, liberty and humanity and felicity of heaven. 3 necessities control all things, beginning in the great deep, the circle of chaos, plenitude in heaven. 3 are the paths of the soul, man, liberty, light.
Is trying to persuade the prince that he should do his duty, and to impress him takes on his multi-armed form and says, "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds." I suppose we all thought that one way or another.
Well, this is boring. I sure wish I had fucking legs. I wouldn't ever have figured that talking to someone would leave you so bored when you can't do it. Especially when it's the only thing you can do thanks to your stupid son who put you on golden clandestine life support for the rest of forever. Psychology fucking sucks. I totally wish my fragmented soul and psyche could return to me in a functional body so I could fuck around with illusionary appearance shifting again. Doing that was the funniest shit ever, albeit screwed things up badly from time to time. But really, all I was doing was saving mankind in my own subtle ways. Like that one time I made myself look like a pale, non-special person, and challenged my son Vulcan. to a game of catch the biggest fire rake, and then saved him from falling down a volcano, which was kind of ironic. Or that other time when I made myself look like a malnourished, parasite-ridden sheep herder, saved a shitload of people intending to bring them to a nice piece of land I found, opened up a rift in the sea that we could walk through because I could and be arsed to build a boat, and then wandered an 11-day distance for 40 years through the desert. Actually, that was pretty fucking embarrassing. Well, at least there was that other time when I stopped World War XVIII by poisoning the leader of the nationalistic ostrich forces. I am still not sure how mankind missed all those clear signs that the ostriches were behind all the ultra-conservative extremist shit that had been going on for so long. Or when I spent 50-something years as an overweight, mentally unstable man-child creating grotesque crossbreeding products out of already existing fictional characters owned by different companies in the hope of having mankind realize that their ways are faulty so they would pick up the torch and head for the future rather than sitting idly by and engaging in pettiness, superstition, gluttony, and hatred for one another. That plan was genius. Too bad people were too fucking stupid to find the enlightening messages hidden in all those hollow recordings I made. Sigh. It was only a matter of time before I had to reveal myself, but sometimes I wonder if I shouldn't have gone and done it earlier. Then again, I don't think it matters. As to quote a certain indecisive demon, fuck. Things are going just at